All right, welcome to a new recap. So my voice is pretty fucked because I'm sick. I'm still gonna talk you through today's session and what my thoughts were, and yeah. So from let's start from the beginning. For me, the key element today was this S&P at previous day high. If we look at the daily chart, we have this S&P that we made during I think it was late London, 5 a.m. Yeah, pretty much when London closed. We made this S&T and I hopped at the charts around here. I just wanted to see how it looked during London and Asia. So yeah, I waited for this S&P to be confirmed today, which to me it was when the market opened and we made this S&P. I think it was this one. No, not sure yet. Go on the phone. Yeah, it was this one. So yeah, pretty much when I hopped on charts, daily S&T, and then we had a lot of bearish news today, or that's like how I would read it, because it looks like the deal is not coming anytime soon. So it's pretty much news, S&T combined with this S&T at market open, and that's where I tried to find an entry in the 5-minute right here. But it didn't really give me a decent entry because I had these pre-market lows in mind, this low in the N1, and also like this low down here. This is, I think it's Sunday's low, like Monday's low. Yeah. So when the new week open. And yeah, what I wanted to see is basically CE up here because the rejection block was way too big for me to take anything else. I wanted to see an entry trigger off of it, which is not what we got, right? Also, this right here is not a rejection block to take. This becomes valid once this closes bearish. So if you entered on this wick, it's not a rejection block the way it should be used. It worked this time, but you're gonna get stopped a lot of times doing this. And yeah, also like ES didn't even get up here because the S&T is the weaker pair right here, and it pretty much failed to even go back up to the rejection block. So this was my first entry I wanted to take. I then tried to look for something right here, which you have this range, right? And you had this rejection block. I just wanted to catch something to the downside because I was pretty sure, especially when we edge these lows down here, right? But yeah, on this one I got edged completely. This one was, yeah, it didn't really happen what I wanted to see, but I got edged on this one the first time. And this was pretty good because he has went close to through the open. It literally missed it by one tick, which is enough for me to consider. And yeah, this was pretty good in my opinion, but yeah, didn't give an entry. And then we had 10 a.m. open, and that just distributed lower, right? So the next logical thing for me was not to chase shorts down here because this is all manipulation if you want to trade to the upside later. And we left the Monday low, or pretty much Sunday Monday low, which in this case, after being traded to like by 15 points and being missed by 15 points, that to me is an obvious draw to trade to. And so I waited for this whole move to play out because it doesn't really make sense to short below 10 a.m. because we have no manipulation really. So down here, shorts are not really reasonable in my opinion. What I did was I used the 5-minute range right here. It's all full of NWOCs. I can't really reset my chart. I use this range, and it's also the same one right here on ES. And I'll explain the first trade. So just keep this one in mind. And yeah, so the first entry I wanted to see was this. But I've seen this only flip bearish on micros. This didn't flip bearish on minis. So I didn't consider taking this because it's not a rejection block until this closes. So after this closed, I was debating about taking it or not. But then the move already played out and didn't really give an entry. So pretty much waited. And then this move happened, right? And you can see how perfectly we tap 705 of the 5-minute range. ES pushes a bit above OTE, but if you look at the 5-minute where the actual rejection block is made, both assets respect OTE and don't close above it. And then what happens is we get the 5-minute rejection block. That's the one I marked. You also have a 50-minute one, which is slightly below. But all of them get edged. And what I wanted to see is CE of the rejection block, right? I expected ES to take the high because it looks stronger. And I had my limit here pretty much, but I didn't get tagged in because I was a little bit too greedy. And instead of having it at CE right here, I should have had it at 10 a.m. Like 10 a.m. would have given me still a decent stop. So like 24 points for 140 points STP. But yeah, that's on me. Pretty unfortunate edge. 2 edges today on my trades. ES played out, ES tapped it, and then straight up delivered lower. I also don't really see a re-entry down here because this is too big on a 1 minute to like get an entry. And then we take the draw down here, make an SMT on the daily low too, and then we deliver back up, which makes the day pretty improbable for me. Like it's pretty hard once you have the high taker with an SMT and the low taker with an SMT. This is not really a condition I would be looking to trade, but I would rather be on the long side after we take the low down here in this kind of this huge range than trying to short even lower. So I think that pretty much covers the 2 trades I wanted to take today. It also should cover the reasons for why I thought this way. And that's pretty much it for technicals today from my side. Something I want to tell you guys or want to address is like Trump is gonna have this deadline set for today at 2 a.m. Before this, it was like at midnight. I don't know why it changed. This is gonna have a huge impact also with the news we had today. If there's no deal, I don't think we do see much upside in the market. I think we still see further downside. This close to me is really important because of the SMT and a possible order block right here. If we can get a decent bearish close, if we flip all the way back up, it could change. Same as with news coming out today. So I'm gonna give another update pretty much when this comes out. And when I wake up tomorrow morning, I see what happened, right? This is not gonna have an impact, or not really have an impact. What's gonna have an impact is like this jobless claims, consumer spending, PCE, but that's gonna be for, this is Wednesday. No, this is Wednesday, this is Thursday. And then the like main event of the week is pretty much CPI. And I'm like 90% sure CPI comes in bearish because with the war stuff and the oil shock and everything, they're not going to be able to keep up good CPI numbers. So you can already see the forecast says higher than expected, which is pretty bearish. And if we overshoot this by a little bit, we're gonna see a huge downside move on the release itself. So if you want to trade accounts on CPI, you're probably gonna get good volatility to trade them. Could be worth it. I'm not really sure. It's up to you if you want to trade them or not. This is just my take on CPI, my opinion on it. But if anything changes about the news itself or about technicals, I'll update in my channel. And yeah, I hope you guys found this insightful, and I'll catch you guys in the live stream later or in another recap probably tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of your day, and bye bye.